into a brand new video. Today we're doing two NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Wednesday, November 29th. Before I get started, you guys take a look in the description below. You can hop into our premium Discord, $9.30 per month. So I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We also have other premium cappers in there as well. They post all their plays, research, and analysis. Super positive community in there. Everyone just trying to help each other cash. I also want to mention I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. These are simply plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. But let's get into it. We have a decent slate today. Honestly, not the greatest slate. We got 7 games, 7 games on the slate today. So 14 teams playing. We had obviously the in-season tournament finishing up, the first round finishing up last night. That Kings Warriors game was just a great game overall. I know Looney did not cash for us, but just that game in general was a very competitive game, had a very playoff-like atmosphere, which is what I think the NBA was looking for when implementing this tournament. So, again, hopefully we get some awesome games in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals in that tournament as well. But enough of that. Let's just get right into these plays. Two player props that I do like from this slate. Let's get into it. So the first one is going to be a combo scoring prop, combo points prop. It's going to be Clarkson plus Bane over 43.5 points. Now, right off the bat, you guys, Clarkson is questionable. Now, I'm expecting him to play. You can see here, questionable right thigh contusion. Usually contusions, I don't really think this is going to be too much of an issue. Obviously, this was he was questionable as of yesterday, but his lines are all on the board. I'm expecting him to play in this one. No Lauri Markkanen. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about Clarkson being questionable. I'm expecting him to play, and obviously, if he doesn't play, this gets a DMP. So we just have to, take that risk essentially. But I'm expecting Clarkson to play tonight. But taking a look at this matchup, Utah versus Memphis, both these teams bottom feeders of the Western Conference. You can see the injuries I think these injuries for the Grizzlies are kind of honestly. It's not a joke, players being injured, but it's been really tough for the Grizzlies, 3-13 on the year. So I like this play for a few reasons. One, both these teams faced each other earlier in the year, and in that game, Jordan Clarkson had 26 points, and in that game, Desmond Bane had 37 points. So, 37 plus 26, we're combining those two together. Very, very, they actually smashed this line of 43.5. So we take, 37 plus 26, and we get 63 combined points here. All we need tonight is 44. Now, obviously, game to game, situation to situation is very different. But for Jordan Clarkson specifically, right, he is without Lauri Markkanen. And if we take a look at kind of his last 10, he had this run here where he was scoring, 22, 37, 30, 26, 33 points, right? He was scoring a ton of points, and we know Jordan Clarkson is a volume scorer, and honestly, he's an elite scorer of the basketball, right? Clarkson is playing 35 plus minutes. He's going to be taking a good amount of shots. We look at his game log last season without Lauri Markkanen. He cleared 18 plus points in every single game. He had actually a few games here with 22 plus, a game here against with 38, and actually played Memphis without Lauri Markkanen last season and had 20 points. Even Jordan Clarkson, like this season, like I said, he had a 26-point game versus Memphis earlier this season at Memphis. And that was with Lauri Markkanen. So I'm definitely thinking, obviously, he's going to get increased usage. Without Lauri Markkanen this season off the floor, he's averaging 24.5 points per 36 minutes. And it's really just a solid matchup, right? Like we look at both these matchups for both these guards. The Grizzlies right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th most points to the shooting guard position, and the Utah Jazz the 8th most. So both these teams bottom 8 against the specific positions for both these players, right? So we know Jordan Clarkson, he's good for probably close to at least 20 points tonight. And essentially all we would need is 22 points from each of these guys, which I do think one is going to carry the other, vice versa, depending on who is like just a little more hot. That's why I like the combo line. I like both these players individually. And then I saw this combo line at 43.5. I think it's a strong one. We look at Desmond Bane, right? I think this is a buy low opportunity. He's coming off a game where he had 37 at home versus Utah last game, and over his last 10, coming off of somewhat of a bad shooting nights, 13, 6, and 23, and definitely some blowouts. Just Memphis obviously just not playing well as a whole, but over this line of 24.5 in 5 of his last 10 games, and obviously he plays a little bit better at home. We look at this season when he does essentially play at home, he is over this line in 4 of 8 games, and again, just the Memphis Grizzlies just been getting blown out, but I definitely think this will be a close one here. 4.5-point spread. Neither of these teams coming off a back-to-back either, so obviously should be fully rested. We look over on Daily Grind Fantasy. This is a betting tool that I do use every single day. So Daily Grind, they combine all the lines from various different sports books and give us essentially a percentage odds to hit. And we look at Desmond Bane plus Clarkson. I'm actually going to refresh this to see really quickly if this line has moved at all. But we look at Desmond Bane plus Clarkson. DG Fantasy, even this a 52.2% odds to hit. And we look over on Pinnacle, minus 127 on Pinnacle, minus 148 on FanDuel, to go over 43.5 combo, right? Even this is Bet Online, has this minus 143. Caesars minus 132 to go over 43.5 combined points. I just think it's a great game environment. Obviously, both these players playing a position, ball dominant guards on both these teams that do give up a ton of points to guard. We look at guards. Points, just game log this season versus the Jazz. Obviously, Desmond Bane had the best game of anyone, had 37 points. Booker 26, Jordan Hawkins 25, Devin Booker 24, Levine 24, Benedict Mathurin 22. Like, we look at the type of players that have gone over 20 plus points against the Jazz this season, and a lot of these players play very similarly to a player like Desmond Bane. Like, if you take a look at, literally Mathurin, Levine, Booker, Hawkins, offensively have very similar games to a player like Desmond Bane, able to shoot the three, kind of all 3-level scorers and elite free throw shooters as well. Even Malcolm Brogdon, I would say, and Eric Gordon are in there as well. They all had 20 plus points here against the Jazz. And then we look at guards versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Clarkson 26, Brogdon 24, Anthony Edwards 24, Russell 24, Sexton 23. In that same game where Clarkson had, I guess it's not in the same game, but Sexton. I guess this game against November 1st, did Clarkson not play in this one? Clarkson had 20. So he's had 20 and 26 points this season versus Memphis. So, again, Clarkson this season versus Memphis, 20 and 26 points. So if we get 20 points from Clarkson, I really like my odds here for at least 24 points for Desmond Bane because, we take a look at both these guys' lines. That's literally where Bane's line is at. He's at 24. Clarkson's at 20. So if you take the over on Bane individually, that's 25. Clarkson's at 20. That's 45. All we need tonight here combo is 44. So again, not gonna overthink this one. This is a play that I do like. Again, there's a link in the description. You get a 7-day free trial with Daily Grind Fantasy. Again, a research betting tool that I do use every single day, along with Outlier as well. This is a research betting tool that I do use every day. There's a link in the description below for that 7-day free trial, you guys. Let's get into it. That's the first play, Clarkson plus Bane. Second play here is going to be James Harden, and this is a super buy low in my opinion. It's going to be over 21.5 PA. Clarkson, since joining the Clippers, they're like 4-7. They haven't been playing well, and he's under this line in 3 straight games. But for James Harden, right, we look at this. He's listed actually at, if we take a look, I believe he's listed at 22.5 on books, so we get a little bit of a discount here. He's minus 123 on Caesars, over 22.5. I definitely think this probably will bump considering it is at 22.5, but minus 120, minus 130 on DraftKings to go over 21.5. And we look at Clarkson. He's over in 12 of 20, this season, he's over in 5 of 11. Right, 5 of 11 games this season. He's over this line. Going back to last season, he was over in 60 of 69 games last season, you guys. 60 of 69. James Harden had hit the over on this line. We look at his points plus assist game log this season, and it's actually interesting that 4 of his 5 overs on this line have come on the road. Right, not sure if that's just because he's in LA, distracted, obviously his hometown. But 4 of his 5 overs have come on the road. This game is on the road, and this does have, I think, their second most or tied with the highest over-under on the slate with a 1.5 point spread. The Kings are very good, obviously. The Clippers aren't so good defensively, so I definitely think this should be a close one, especially with the Kings coming off a back-to-back in a super competitive game. Just last night here. But like I said, over on Outliers, minus 130 on DraftKings. He's over in 60 of 69 games last season. Okay, we look at guards, players plus points plus assists game log this season versus the Kings. The Kings are a great matchup, right? We're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 different guards have hit the over on this line. Like, we look at player like Karis LeVert, 21-1. Klay Thompson last night, 20-2. Skylar Mays, 29, 18-11. Okay, D'Angelo Russell, 28-5. Steph Curry last night, 29-6. SGA, 33-5. Anthony Edwards, 35-5. James Harden, he's not playing horrible, but like 13.2 potential assists over his last 5 games, averaging 8 assists. Right, we look at the Kings specifically against point guards. They are a great matchup, a terrific matchup actually. 6th most points per game to the point guard position, along with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8th most assists to the point guard position. We know the Kings like to play fast. They like to get up and down the floor, and I think that's the type of game environment and atmosphere that does help James Harden. Look at his points plus assists game log versus the Kings. I mean, last season with Philly, 36 PA. I mean, just we know who the type of player Harden is, right? We see how many times he's hit the over on this versus the Kings. Obviously, season to season, it's a different situation that he's in right now. But the Kings, right, they love to play fast, right? 13th overall, highest in pace. Defense is not great, and Harden, like I said, splits on the road is much better on the road compared to at home. He's literally, on this season, he's averaging 21.7 PA on the road compared to at home. Daily Grind Fantasy, again, going back to Daily Grind here, link in the description, 7-day free trial. He's got a 53.17 odds to hit the over on this one. It's essentially the second highest overall odds to hit of any player points plus assist category. Again, listed at 22.5 on FanDuel, minus 140 on DraftKings, over 21.5. Again, 22.5, so we do get a little bit of a discrepancy here on PrizePicks. So here are the two plays for this YouTube video. Clarkson plus Bane combo over 43.5 points. Harden, 21.5 PA over. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.